Well, Coach, as far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as Divisional Weekend in the NFL is underway.
Down, 70, Indy.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Deuce. 80 weapon. Shoot.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Back 61, matchbox right.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
Mike, 58, right there. Oh, yeah, I'm
Bravo.
coming. 58.
On 2nd and 12, Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Okay, ready?
55. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Yes.
55's mine, guys. 55. Let's go.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got his tight end Fant. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Throwing now is Locke. This is the tight end Fant. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive going to plan so far. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
91.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Kill.
On first down, right back to Lindsay. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Now to the air. Locke going for it all. And, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Golden. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And right away, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. And all the pressure that goes on in these playoffs, but the first score here in the divisional round always very key.
Partner, this team handled it like it was a regular season game, that they were confident in what they were doing, came right out and established themselves early.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Accelerating, and off he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, 72 yards. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air. There's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
We own now.
Lock now on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
13.
You better break. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Shift.
Go right.
They run from the pistol here with Freeman. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Let's go. You tighten up.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a lot. The big fella. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. In for the score. And the Broncos have taken the lead. We talk about it a lot. One of the dangers of the long field goal, you got to kind of hit it low and drive it. That makes it susceptible to a block here. Not only do they block it, they return it.
And how about how well they did on the return where they didn't create a penalty? Oftentimes in that type of a scrambling situation, someone will clip, someone will block below the waist, right? You name it. In this case, though, that didn't happen. They formed it up, and he took it all the way back for a touchdown.
Johnson on the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Over here.
To throw is Rodgers. Going to throw again. And this is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And now it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Check turbo. Shit. 22 jet bomber. Hey, take 26. Hey, wahoo.
Mike 48. All right,
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Set 30 base.
58, right there.
Hey, come General West.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Be dead.
On 1st down, it's Lindsey. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. What happened there? Was that just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you talk about defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be upfield, making plays on every snap. How about his agility there to run that one down?
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. A big run there by Freeman. 44 yards on the ground. So a big carry there, maybe trying to atone for that fumble he had earlier in this one.
Yeah, I know every coach always tells you, shake it off, let it go. You know it's in your head. You want to make up for it, and he did exactly that on that play.
Now this time, Rodgers will throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Smith-Schuster. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
300. Inside. Kill. Out. Hey, check 20. White left.
They'll run here with Freeman. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Stand up there. Jump. Watch him. Hey, 88. Easy.
Again, it'll be Freeman. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from 4 yards out, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 21-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. On 1st down, Locke. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play. Locke now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on Divisional Round Weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful Divisional Round Weekend. From midfield, here's Locke. Airing it out for Hamilton. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Deshaun Hamilton, 50 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for third down.
Playing pass all the way.
25, check 25, check 25. Hey, Mike. Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. All day. Hey, orbit. Any day. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it, and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, box truck. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. Come for you. 58. Ready?
After the turnover, here's Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Clock now on first down. Forced out to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On second down, here's Locke. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down.
Defense, let's go. Hey, seam 6. Now.
On third and long, it's Locke. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The Steelers take over first and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
The ball carrier. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on second and inches.
48th month. 48th month. Yeah, Liz. Get tired of seeing me. Rush in. Rush in. Hey, leg. Sponge. No.
Throwing is Rodgers. Looking for Shepard deep. Oh, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing a second there. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches.
Let's go. Tight dog.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. So it's on to halftime in this AFC Divisional Round matchup. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here I come again. Quick the edge. Come. Box it. Check. SOS.
First carry for James Conner, and that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be second and 11.
At the 36-yard line.
Green 18. Run. It was pretty quiet. Team was pretty quiet. Live. Check. Check.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But now it's third down.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Lock to throw on 2nd down. Got a man open. It's Sutton. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 43-yard line.
Set, ready? 18, Gator.
55 to Mike. I got you, son. I got you, son.
Defense.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run on 1st down. Lindsey, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They're running it.
Topper. Get.
From the 27th, Locke going to throw deep for the end zone, and that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Noah Fant, 27 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. From the gun, a run for Johnson. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
39-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch that. Right now. You got 58. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check safety. Check 58.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this is Shepard on the catch. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
5 yards on the play. And it's third down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Show it up. Show it up. Check. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man, Smith-Schuster. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Here's Rodgers. From the gun, he'll throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Johnson, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rodgers operating from the gun. This is caught, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. And now Jason Garrett electing for his guys to try for 2.
Let's go, D.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Another run by Lindsey.
I got you, boy.
That one a first down pickup of 8. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On first down, it's Lindsey. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
6-6, pull it high. Now.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going taking it right down Broadway. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Royce Freeman, 45 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. And right now, Charles, I think you'd have to say their class starting to show through.
Yeah, they were disappointed not to get the #1 seed in the playoffs, but the reality is these guys can play anywhere. It doesn't matter for them.
And if they can indeed hold on to this lead, that's going to set up one heck of a championship game next Sunday.
Let's come back and watch it, shall we?
Something tells me you and I are going to be there. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Go! 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Alert three. Alert three.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
He's checking. Crash. Check.
To throw is Rodgers. Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Broncos 52, Steelers 20.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47.
Like that. Kill. Inside. Kill. Turn up. White left. Check 37. He's coming.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
319. Check.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Bradley Chubb able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After 1st and 2nd down went backwards, it's 3rd and very long.
Check.
Rodgers now to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Here we go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts, and in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Freeman. There to stop him was Rashawn Golden. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Check 4, check 4.
Ready.
They'll run. It's Lindsey. And he's got room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one 28 yards on the ground.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Steelers' 25-yard line.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Then, Charles, if you're the coach of the losing team, even though you made it to the playoffs and there's part of that feels good, what do you say to your guys after?
I think you probably tell them how proud you are of them to make the effort to get to this game and then point them towards the future. If we're good enough to get here, all we've got to do is work harder, be better, and we can be good enough to go farther next season. How many times have we seen a team lose in the playoffs, and that girds them for a championship run in the future?
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.